Hey, what's good, family? Now, before I get asked, because I know I'm gonna get asked, where my mustache at? So, I made a fatal error, and I was trimming up, and I thought I had the guard on, because I was multitasking. I went to trim this, just went right down there, right down the middle, just bam. So I had to fix it. Now, normally, my answer to that would just be shave it all off, let it all grow back. But you see, I done too much work to get this beard to look where it is. And so I just shaved off. It'll be back in about 4 or 5 days. So, but see, I ain't got no shame. I ain't got no shame to come up in here with my Hootie the Blowfish look and holler at y'all. Now, I told y'all that I was gonna do a video. I was gonna make a post every day that would get people in their feelings, and then I would make a video and talk about it. That post that I want to talk about is the post that I made about y'all ain't really looking for a husband. If you ain't seen it, then stop this video and go back, because I'm not going to repeat it. Now, I'm going to let y'all know, I purposely post things sometimes that I know is going to get a rise out of people, because generally the people that get pressed about a particular post prove my point, my very point. So I used to go back and argue with people and go back and forth. Now, yesterday I went back and forth with somebody because this person was actually, we were actually having a decent conversation. But the reason that I stopped having the conversation with her is because when she said she was Generation X, it was a wrap. Trying to tell me that my double years of life on Earth, that I don't know what I'm talking about, and my experiences and what I get told is wrong. So we had to shut it down. We shut it down. So I'm not going to go back and forth with people. I'm just not going to do it. But I let people say what they say, so you can prove the very point. So I can prove the very point to you that I'm right. But let's go. So she talks about women not wanting a husband. Now, over the course of the first comment she made was talking about, feminist this, misogyny that. Now, usually when people start on that, I already know it's going to be a hard conversation. Hold on, I'm looking at something. So I gotta put this down. And somebody, just looked at my computer, and somebody's like, why your videos be long? And I'm gonna tell you why they be long. See, the problem out here is y'all out here with your short attention spans of ADHD, ADD, asses looking for quick answers from some memes. And some of y'all need to devote some time to listen to the real that's going to be longer than you flashing by a meme thinking you getting solid advice. So I like to mix it up with the memes and throw the videos in, because some of y'all need this education. So I'm going to give it to you. Now, she talking about misogyny and feminism and all this, blah, 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 blah. Now, over the course of the conversation, I'm like, man, we got a femcel on our hands. Now I go and I look at her page because I want to see, is her credentials correct enough to be in here trying to have a conversation with me? Now, I could tell that she was single because I went to her page and she's talking about all she chasing this paper that told me everything that I needed to know. So at this point, any dialogue with her is just going to be for pure comedy and just waiting to see how much more she's going to say and allow herself to look ridiculous in the conversation. So I did it, but then I got tired of it and I shut it down. But let me explain something to y'all. You see, a lot of men and women are out here complaining, just complaining about things that you can't change. For instance, Men, you can't change women. Women, you can't change men. And so what y'all running around out here being mad about, what you actually should be mad about, but you're not. But you're mad about men being men and women being women, and that's how we're wired, and you're refusing to accept who they are. See, the media is out here lying to you. Your mama, your grandmama, your broke ass friends is out here lying to you. They're lying. And what people are finding out as they get older is that they were lied to. So y'all walking around here thinking that you're gonna change somebody. You can't even change an individual. So don't even think you're gonna try to change a whole sex. And that's what some of y'all doing out here. You see, you either are gonna adapt or die, period. Some of you are gonna die alone because you refuse to adapt, you refuse to accept what is, and you're out here upset and mad over what is, thinking that if you complain enough, that what is going to change into what you want. And that's simply not going to happen. And it's not going to happen. And y'all out here wasting your breath. You're out here commenting on people's shit, mad as hell, when you really should be mad at yourself. And you should be mad at yourself because you're not adapting. You're not accepting and you're not adapting what is. Now, in the course of her comments, she was complaining about men and being upset that men's focus is on looks. Okay, our focus has been on looks since the beginning of time. We are in 2020. It's been a lot of years since the beginning of time. And if you ain't figured out that that's not going to change, oh man, it's going to be rough. Well, apparently it's been rough, but it's going to continue to be rough out here for you. You're not going to change that about men. That's how men were built, looks. Because as a woman, you are a man's representative, and he wants to make sure he's got the best looking option next to him. It's been that way forever. You're not going to change it. You can complain about it till you're blue in the face, until you're just out of breath. You can make whatever comment that you want to make. It's not gonna change. That's how it is. So you either adapt to that or you accept what comes of you not adapting to that. So trying to shame men, and it's funny because in her comments, she's talking about men shaming women, and she was a feminist, and y'all know how I feel about feminism. I just don't support it. And don't come in my comments about it. I'm a man, so of course I'm not going to support it, because we can have equal rights and equal qualities. Don't forget, look at me, I'm black. So you damn right know that I support equality in a lot of areas. We don't need feminism for that. And she talked about toxic masculinity. And to be honest with you, I feel like a lot of this feminist movement is toxic. A lot of it is. And as I said before, a lot of people, as they get older, are finding out the hard way about the lies that get told about this whole, just about men and women, and how we operate and how you're supposed to handle each other and all that. Y'all being lied to. And the evidence of that is your anger, because you're angry that men are the way they are. You are angry that women are the way they are. Period. You shouldn't be angry about that. You have to adapt. If you're not going to adapt, you're just going to be left to die. Period. You can't walk around here being mad about what is. It is what it is. So knowing that it is what it is, then you need to accept that and control your feelings and make any adjustment that you need to make to adapt to what is. Now, I talk about men and women because we got some moist dudes out here who's complaining about women, who's complaining about hypergamy, who's complaining about they can't get laid, who's complaining about the very traits of women that, they don't like. Women doing it to dudes, but there's a subset of men out here, a subset of moist boys that are out here just complaining their ass off, just complaining. I don't know what's wrong with these new dudes, but there's a lot of moist dudes out here and they're doing a lot of complaining. And the thing is ladies, I know y'all don't like that. But the problem is some of y'all are raising these men. Some of y'all have raised these men, these complaining dudes, these moist dudes that feel entitled to access to women. And instead of getting their shit together and working for access to women, they just decide to sit in their room and play video games and talk about robots and complain about their lack of access to women. Now, ladies, I ain't forgot about y'all. And instead of doing something about it, they just complain. They complain to their friends. They complaining all over social media. You'd think they'd be exhausted from complaining. Ladies, same thing. You out here complaining about men being men. Men are going to be men. You have to adapt. You're not going to complain. You're not going to change it. So what's the use in complaining about something that you can't change? You're not going to single-handedly think that if you complain enough, the whole male species is just going to turn into what you want it to be. And so instead of complaining, choose better. Choose better. I mean, it's easy. Choose better. Maybe what? Maybe it's not easy. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm expecting too much. Maybe it ain't easy, but it should be. You see, if you don't want to keep getting what you've been getting, then you need to do something different. Now, that's insanity, right? You're expecting a different outcome without changing anything. And that's what those of you who are complaining are out here doing. And so then you lump every male into one little box and say that's how we all are, when in reality, we all are not. So when y'all out here complaining about men, you need to say, men ain't shit that are my type. My type of men are not shit. Not every man. Not every man. You're just not going to change it. And I could have went deeper than that, but I mean, really at the surface, that's really what all this anger is about. And these feelings and these emotions are about, of men and women trying to change each other, and you're never going to do it. Now, I told old girl, I was like, listen, you seem triggered. And she certainly did. And she said she wasn't. And I don't see how in every exchange that we had that she didn't realize how triggered she was. I knew her confirmation of being triggered was when she said she was a feminist. She could have stopped right there. I could have went in on her. But, like I said, 2020, I'm not wasting energy on people that I don't know, or people that don't pay no bills in here. I'm not doing that. And y'all got time. How do you have time to be going in on a random post on the internet with somebody you don't know, that you think that you're going to change their point of view because you done came on the post upset and triggered, like you've moved me enough to be like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. You're right. It ain't gonna happen today. Listen, first of all, I'm a Gemini and I'm 44 years old. There ain't nothing I ain't seen. There ain't nothing you gonna get by me, and you certainly not gonna come on a post and think that you're gonna know more than me when you're 20 years old and a feminist. And in your post, you got, in your profile page, you got I chase paper, which tells me everything I need to know. Ladies, you got to stop being that person. If you're that woman, you don't want to be her, because you're going to be single for a long time. You're going to be making wrong choices for a long time, because some of y'all don't seem to understand. The kind of man that you want, you're not going to get with that attitude. You ain't going to get it. You're just not. It's time to take a step back and learn the kind of person that you want. And I keep pushing this. I keep pushing it because too many of y'all keep not understanding that you need to do that. You need to do it. Same for you fellas. You out here mad. You out here mad at other guys because they're getting what you want, but you're not doing nothing. You're not being the table. You're not giving these women anything to work with. And you think they owe you something, and they don't owe you anything. So to walk around here being mad at them, there's certain characteristics about the opposite sex for everybody that y'all need to understand about each other, and you need to accept, because you're never going to change it. So stop complaining about it. So you moist dudes out here complaining about women, or your lack of being able to get the woman you want, or your lack of being able to get sex, whatever it is that you want from women, you got to change. You got to adapt or die. You're going to die alone, just like the women that are like you that are going to die alone as well. Because you're not going to change. So you need to either understand these character traits and these things that are about one another and maneuver around them the best you can, or you going to be right where you at, single and complaining. God, I hate complainers, man, boy. Oh, Jesus Christ. There's just so many people, so many complainers. And how you got time in the day to spend this effort on this shit? Especially men. You moist dudes out here, especially, I expect a certain level of complaints from women. It's just in their nature. Sorry, ladies, it is. Let's just keep it 100. That's what it is. But dudes shouldn't be out here complaining. Dudes shouldn't be out here coming on posts, complaining and talking about what I got on and this and that, or what I'm doing, and just in their feelings. I've seen a lot of emotional comments lately from men. How do y'all got time to be this emotional? And it's you ones that are out here being emotional that are doing the least, but you got the most complaints. Your mouth is open the loudest, but you got the most complaints, and you're not doing what you need to do to achieve what you need to achieve, so you got time. And you shouldn't have time. A lot of moist mama's boys, but I get it. It's the circumstance of your upbringing. Because fathers ain't out here teaching men to complain. You know how many times growing up I heard my father say, man up, man up. And that's what some of you dudes need to do. And you need to go listen to my podcast and learn how you need to do that. But that is my post. That is my commentary on my post that gets people in their feelings. Look out for the next one. This one went kind of long, but I think this was necessary. So y'all better have went and listened to this whole thing and watched it. It's necessary. You cannot change the opposite sex. So work on yourself, because that's the only thing you can change is you. Work on yourself. Do what you need to do. Adapt. Women, get your notebooks out. Start taking notes about these dudes. I teach a lot about these dudes. So take your notes. Fellas, you especially need to take your notes. And then you get out here and you hustle. Because too many of y'all is sitting around here broke, and you're out here crying over not getting no woman. A woman is the last thing that you need to be messing with if you not getting it in life. And if you living at home with your mama, you definitely shouldn't be online complaining about anything. But it's time to change it up. Y'all spending too much time thinking you're going to be out here changing a stranger's experience and changing a stranger's perspective. Thinking you're going to move somebody when the only thing you need to be working on is changing yourself and adapting to these conditions out here, or you will fail. Oh, man, got me all worked up today. But yeah, that's what's up, y'all. Thanks for watching the video. I'm hoping by the next video, we back together right here, because I don't really jive with this hoodie look. But, you know, I got to put these videos out. I got to create this content. So it is what it is. But see y'all next time.